Well, good morning, everybody. We're in week 2 of the shutdown. It's Labor Day, and I have to work. At least I'm getting paid double time today. It sucks because I really should have today off because this is our holiday, but that's the way things go when you're in the middle of a shutdown and it's plant maintenance. They need to get it back up and running as soon as possible. So they throw a little bit more money at the contractors to try and get these things going. Anyway, today I'm going to talk about something that I came across. I don't know if I talked about this in the past. I think I might have touched on it very briefly, but apparently in Oklahoma, they, obviously with the new fandom that I've dove into, but in Oklahoma, earlier this year, they tried to pass a law that targeted furries entirely in schools. So the background story on this was there was at some point someone created a rumor saying that furries go to class and they're demanding that litter boxes be put into schools for kids that believe they're animals. And from everything I can see with this, I don't believe this is a legitimate story. Now, I have to say, I've been in VR chat, going around in VR, and because I put up in my bio that I'm completely new, I did have some people come up to me in there trying to tell me that, these things happen. And I was like, okay, this is where the story comes from, is literal trolls online create this story and then it gets rolled with, and it's gone so far that the state of Oklahoma tried to pass laws that got rid of furries entirely in school. I mean, this was to the point where they were going to send animal control into your schools to confiscate your children and have the parents pick them up at the pound. This was written in this law. Absolutely ridiculous. I have a copy of it. I'll throw it up on screen if I can get to editing. But when I read that, I was like, what are people on? This is nothing. This is nothing that the fandom actually is. The fandom is literally people that like to give humanized traits to animals. We've grown up with all this stuff for years. The years of Disney has done this for years, giving animals humanistic traits. Like, recently I was reminded of The Fox and the Hound. As a kid, I was glued to that movie. That was the movie that they threw on to distract me as a kid. That was the one that I sat there and I wouldn't move. I wouldn't budge. And it was The Fox and the Hound. Two unlikely friends that came together with humanistic speaking. And it just animated and absolutely amazing movie in that sense. If you've never seen it, go see that movie. I'm actually thinking I'm going to rewatch it here very, very soon because it's been way too long for me to see that movie. But the law that they were trying to pass was if a student showed up to school with anything anthropomorphic, anything that might be construed as furry related, if you showed up in a t-shirt of the Toronto Raptors, you would have been picked up by the pound and taken away from school. That's absolutely ridiculous. This is not what it is. Now, I have to say, I am a very mature adult at this point, and I've chosen to dive into a new hobby. And now, is this hobby good? Yes, it is. It is a very good thing for me. I feel that I'm healthier. I feel like I can actually express things better in this space. And yeah, there is some very strange interactions I've seen, but it's not to the point that I'm going to walk away and be like, you know what, that's for other people to do. That's not for me to do. That's not for me to say you can do these things or not. But when it comes to school, a kid showing up with a bluey t-shirt, or a Paw Patrol t-shirt. This was part of it, right? This would have been part of it where the law, if it was passed, it failed miserably to get put into law, thankfully, because someone with some common sense stepped up and went, "What are you doing?" It was absolutely ridiculous. What it was it was going to prohibit kids or students from participating in classroom activities in learning if they showed any signs of anamorphic clothing, like if you have a PJ day at school and you show up with a hoodie with fox ears on it, they were going to haul you off to animal control. I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Now, is it ridiculous for the whole notion to put a litter box in a school for a kid to go to the bathroom in? Yes. That is not normal. That is a mental condition that should be addressed by a professional doctor. That is not something the school should be doing in the first place. That is not normal. Now, if someone shows up and they happen to be wearing a t-shirt, wearing a hoodie that's got a tail and ears on it, you're a kid. Have fun. Do what you will. Pretend. That's what it's all about. It's not anything that's unnatural at this point. Kids will play pretend all the time. And, it's what creates a creative mind later on in life. It's what the building blocks of life actually is. And that's the whole detail here. Now, obviously, when Oklahoma tried to put that law into place, they had no clue what they possibly were awakening. It would have been down in the States. It would have been a First Amendment challenge. It would have been a challenge. There would have been lawsuits. If it went through, it would have got shot down by the court system. It would not be something that would come to law because that's a basic freedoms of and fundamentals of being able to be a human and being able to choose a hobby that you want to have fun with. I'm here. I have a 7-year-old kid. He has tons of Paw Patrol shirts. He's got he's got a couple. I think he's got a Bluey shirt. He's got sweaters with the ears on it. But those are things that we said, hey, it's cute. Let the kid have it. And in a lot of ways, he grabs it. He's gravitating towards Spider-Man right now, out of all things. So if he shows up in a Spider-Man t-shirt, the animal control was going to sit there and pick him up and take him to the pound. Like, you just got to sit there and you shake your head at the idea of some of the laws that you just hear about. And I got to say, Oklahoma probably lost their minds a little bit trying to push through a law like this. And it's absolutely a falsehood that, needs to be addressed. This was back in January. It was shot down in March. So now we're into September at this point that I'm reading more about it, and it's absolutely ridiculous. I gotta say, the online world for what goes around with false narratives that we have seen time and again in many fashions, it's absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, I'm your proud Canadian Phoenix Cinder Shadow. I'm signing off here. I gotta go to work. I don't want to work. It's Labor Day. You guys have a great day, and I will see you again very soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe.